Hey everybody! Alright, we're back for another stream of with Unreal and real time. We got Dave here, we got Sean here. Welcome guys. I got a little bit of a sunburn today. Feeling a little bit exhausted, to be honest. I was at a pool, neighbor's pool with the kids, so it was nice. It's a good day for it, but yeah, got a little too much sun. I'm feeling it. Today what we're going to try to do is work on the enemy bot to get more of the control rig working. So we're going to start hammering away at that. Hopefully we'll get something that we can actually work with already by the end of the day, but we'll see how far we get along. But first, I wanted to take a look at one of my students, but also one of the students who took the game production term and had a cool project that they prepared. And then last week I was going to, it's Christiana's project, and I was going to show it, and I forgot all about it. So today I'm going to try and get it presented for everybody. And I'm gonna switch over here, I guess, as I search for it. I haven't had a lot of time to prepare for this, so you now fit in the Wild West theme that's behind you. That's true, I do, don't I? It's like sunburnt. It's true. All you need is a horse and a hat. Yeah, I gotta start wearing the clothing right, and then I'll really fit in. Yeah, I got it's that desert sun, you know? It's just all day long, gets to you. Okay, so I have the project in the students files, Christiana. Here we go. So, Red Dead Redemption stream. Yeah, I should really, let's just do Red Dead Redemption. I'll just start playing that. I haven't played it yet, so we'll just do a stream, me playing that game. It would be so much easier than me trying to figure out how to do control rig on the fly. Trying to do your enemy bot character here, which we'll be able to do, but yeah, it should be exciting. All right, so I'm gonna open up this project for Christiana's, and I'm gonna make sure it switches over to the right screen. Oh, and then I just realized that need to get desktop audio kicking here. There we go. So Christiana did an excellent job. She took 12 weeks course, went from like 0 to this in a very quick period of time. Some of these assets are reused from Paragon and whatnot, but still, presentation, pulling it together, getting something out of it has been really neat to watch her put this together. So we're gonna, I don't think settings does anything, but you know, in theory settings would bring up a setting menu. So we hit start game.
I've got a trick for them. I'm the Monkey King.
And we get an excellent little intro here. So again, I think these are, pretty sure they're all from Paragon, those animations and stuff, but it's pretty cool. So basically it's just a boss fight that we jump into, and this is just the intro menu. We go into a loading scene that pulls in the rest of the level. And this is all nicely compiled as well with
Time for battle?
packaged project. So no worry about compiling shaders on the fly. And we have our health bar. We have some special QE right-click attacks, and a very nice little environment here. These are actually really cool sandhills. I didn't even really appreciate that. Anyways, let me just play through the level properly here. So we have a boss fight in the middle. The sound effects are new. So my health bar at the bottom didn't work out so well, so now I'm dead. Let's try it again.
I've got a trick for them. I'm the Monkey King.
this game is extremely hard, so we're definitely dealing with like extreme challenge. But the trick that I sort of found out over time
For battle?
was to just mash your checkbox button. Look at that animation blending that going on there. I think it's gonna work, although I'm not sure anymore. She may have changed the gameplay. Oh no, I'm gonna die again. Oh man. Hey, Elena's here. Welcome. Excuse the extreme morting that's going on here. Oh, I had to click the little play again button. Alright, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. Oh, I should show the other attacks. There's different types of attacks. Kind of a little bit like Mad Hatter. Whoa, there's some crazy blending going on there. So if you're a bit further away, then this character actually does other types of attacks, like throw this rock at me, and we'll run around. So a lot of interesting wiring, and she was able to like take us through it and explain what exactly the process looked like, and go through the process. There's a cinematic at the end too when you win, so I really gotta see if I can win this here.
I've got a trick for them.
I mean, the cinematic isn't heavily polished, but it's appreciated that it's there. It feels nice when it finishes. Elena, yes, this is Christiana's work. She just finished the game production term a couple weeks ago, so it's been a little bit of time. Let's see if I can button mash fast enough here. Button mash, button mash, button mash. Oh no, oh no, oh no, he's getting me. Oh, come on, yes! I was so close. But like I said, there's some asset reusing, so she's not building all this stuff from scratch. She's just taking advantage of what's out there, and that's pretty much how it works in that course. And assembling into sort of a vision that she wanted to do. So working with the different materials and textures and the wiring and stuff. So it's pretty cool. Definitely worth showing everybody. And watching her go through the progress of sort of assembling what she wanted to do with this was pretty neat to watch. So, all right, let's. Whoa, I don't want to do that. It said shut down my windows. Okay, how do I close this? Oh, that's my desktop. All right, now we jump back to the next phase. Hey, Christiana's here. Awesome, welcome. Try using E more. You'll have more chances of winning. Oh yeah, I never tried the other ones because I usually mess up the flow for me, so I never got into that one. Look at that, you're getting some high fives. It is pretty cool, and it's pretty fun that it ended in a way that was pretty exciting. Okay, so I'm going to jump back to our banana project where we're going to continue doing our rigging. Pick up where we left off from last week. Elena says, I'm actually trying to piece together some of our game into a port piece. Some of our game into a port piece? What's a port piece? Oh, are you guys talking to each other about something that I'm out of the loop on? What is a port piece? Is that like on the port of a sea? Or are we talking like porting it to another console or something? Ah, you two work together. on a student game together that never got finished. Portfolio piece. Yeah, I remember Christiana was talking about working on a group project, so that must have been it. Poured it into a portfolio piece. Oh, into a... Yeah. You try and use some of the game into the portfolio piece. Awesome. Do what you can with it. It's always a shame to have these wasted resources from a project that fails. Tell me about it. I definitely spent 4 of my career years on a project that got shelved, and it's like, oh, I mean, you can't really do much because it's under NDA, but you definitely like look at it like, I wish. Was it worth those 4 years? I don't know. But I did get hired at Rocksteady after that, so it was okay. So we have from last week, to recap on everybody's stuff here. We oh, where is it here? I don't even see it. Oh, that's confusing. Oh, because I'm opening it from the wrong place. This is not the latest version. Oh, we have it on SVN now. Right, so to recap, last week we were finishing, or the last couple weeks actually, we've been trying to build this character rig for this character to fight. On Tuesday we got the character now punching and kicking. We're gonna need to probably look at how we want to deal with these animations so they feel a little more natural. Either have a root motion animation on them or change the animations so that they don't step forward so far, so they don't feel like that you know the character needs to blend so far away from the idle pose. Anyways, that's the animations we're going to be using to attack our other character, which is this police bot. Man, that's from the course. This I don't know. I guess you can call it a police bot if you wanted to, but really it's just supposed to be like a helicopter, evil tin can that's attacking you, and has the ability to fly and also the ability to walk. And it's pretty proxy placeholder right now, but I think it's a pretty good little opportunity for us to do a control rig from Unreal and make it so that we can move it around and animate with it. You know, we can do some fun things like make this propeller blade spin using dynamics, and then maybe make the overlap a little bit vertical, do little subtle polishes that are dynamic. I was imagining that this whole thing could technically fold up and then shoot down into the base here, so that it could all kind of, the propellers could come out and start flying, you know, at a moment where it made sense. So they could be sort of in an idle mode and then wake up or something. That'd be kind of fun. So there's lots of potential there for animations, but we'll probably go through quite a few iterations to figure out what works well as a control rig, because I don't really have a deep strategy for what we're going to do to make it work. But today we get to start working on it, because yesterday or last week we just got to the point where we had the control rig, or the rig now imported and ready to roll. John says, I don't know what it feels like, but I will always feel gutted that Star Wars 1313 never got released. What is Star Wars 1313? Is that a thing? Is that something that was worked on for a long time and it got shelved? Probably. That's probably what it was. I don't even know what 1313 was about. I guess I could find out, couldn't I? Let's try it. Is it 1313? Oh, it's a game. (2012). What's the story behind what happened there? How many, was this like just about to get released and then didn't make it? Oh, that's pretty good for 2012. Whoa. Looks awesome. Well, there you go. I'm learning something. Which is normal, because I'm always not knowing things. And if I do know that, then I forget it. And then I have to learn it again. It's all new again. Oh, brutal. It was when Disney bought LucasArts? Is that what happened? That would make sense. Alright, I will keep researching that if I need to later. Sounds interesting though. Okay, so what we're going to do is build a control rig for our skeletal mesh flyer robot. And that control rig option that's here right now is because I have the plugin already loaded for my Unreal 4. So if you ever try to right click on a skeletal mesh and you don't see that option, oh, it's because I've already created it. So let me just delete that. I've got this one right here. Skeletal mesh. I guess I should call this something different so I don't mess up the name there. Control rig flyer robot. Brandon, I wish Searching 13 would have come out. Big sad. Yeah, Disney cancels lots of things. Yeah, especially to get to a point where you have a gameplay trailer and everything, and it looks pretty good. Like, they must have been really like, no, we don't want it. It'd be interesting to know what the backstory is on all that stuff. And to see if it was maybe like, because it's possible the project itself was just a train wreck, and they were just not going to be able to get it done anytime soon. Or it's possible it was a total disaster that it didn't come out because it was just mismanaged from the top end. Let's see here. We're going to open up our new control rig option here, and we're going to start figuring out how the heck we're going to do this because I don't have a strategy. I know how to do some basic control rig stuff, and we're going to work our way through it. But in terms of what is our strategy for how this joints are going to work, like these legs probably need to be IK so that you're just worrying about the points that they're touching, and you wouldn't want to have to FK this because then you'd have to be constantly worrying about where the feet are. So this will be an IK joint, and then we got to figure out how to make this thing spin. May not be too complicated. We'll need a world controller, maybe like a master controller at the bottom here, and then a hips controller here for the body that controls everything but the legs. And then this joint will have a controller that slides up and down, and the top part we'll just have, I don't know, we'll figure it out when we get there. Elena says, Shyman, the one thing I don't really understand about your feedback on my project is what you mean by blending the ground. Do you mean with landscape painting different materials? Sorry, off topic. That's okay. Answer that when you have a minute. I have a minute right now. So consistency on the dirt can be changed. You could use landscape material painting, that would help. I don't know, do you want me to show the image? I don't know if you want me to show it to everybody or not, but I can do that. But it's just basically around the fire pit, like it would be, you know, maybe more darkened or burnt or something, sand, or, you know, sand that's sort of blown and pushed against the edge. Okay.
Tiny things. Just snatch them all up.
So, like, the consistency of the dirt right here is just like it's almost like it's a carpet, like somebody laid it all down, and it doesn't feel like the wind has swept through it and pushed sand, and it's sort of like accumulated over here, and it would have like pushed up against the rocks here. Like there's just this consistency that feels like it's man-made, and it makes it kind of feel like it's a set rather than actually outdoors. That was my feedback on that. And then you got like the lighting of this fireplace doesn't actually affect the rocks, and it doesn't affect the world, and I think that's like a real missed opportunity there for some nice effects. And then you got these really harsh shadows here, so you know, creating the diffused lighting, diffused shadows can really help make it feel less CG. And it's funny because I just went through one of Will Fauché's lighting weeks, and he's so good. He's got the lighting all figured out. He's teaching me things I never knew about, and lots of really nice tips about how to do lighting in Unreal. And one of his things was, you know, he really relies a lot on the ray tracing feature because it lets you have that nice diffused shadows. So one of the parts is he sets up the whole scene in using ray tracing, and gives lots of examples of how you can really get a much more photoreal effect off of it. But then there's other stuff here, like these really sharp edges. It just looks weird. It looks like there's something cut through the ground. And I think, you know, again, if there was sand blowing around here to make this sink in the dirt, then we should really see some variations of textures and that kind of stuff. So that was my that was all I meant for the feedback there. Okay, so we will continue here. I'll make some controls where we're going to build up the base. Okay, I think I get it now. Thank you, much appreciated. No worries. Glad to help. Lighting is really tough. But it's also fairly, I don't know, it's like, it's simple, but it's also a lot of practice and experience required to make it look good. But it's so important, and I think, you know, it's well worth spending some time practicing those skills, because it makes all your stuff look so good. But just be aware that that's not really the career path that you might be taking, right? If you're a modeler, you're not worrying about lighting. If you're a lighter, then that's your job. So it is two different careers. But I mean, if you're an environment artist, then lighting is pretty important. Sean, that is so true. Ray tracing can immediately change a scene and make it feel completely different. Yeah, he was doing examples like that too. He was like showing you what it looked like with and without ray tracing. And I did a lot of lighting when I was about, I don't know, I guess, it's getting a long time ago now. 17 or 18 years ago. Where I was working for a architectural rendering company, and we did lighting inside of a, it was 3D Max is what we were using, but we didn't have global illumination option, and even as like a standalone renderer. So we were, well, I guess we did, but it was just kind of like really slow to render, and we were not really going in that direction quite yet. So my job was to like light these interiors with just lights, and we would have these really harsh shadows as one of the drawbacks. So we didn't have this ability to like diffuse the lighting. So it was just a lot of very careful bounce lighting and thinking about where the light's coming from and how to make it sort of cast but not cast shadows. And then it would take forever to get that look. Like, just so much time spent just tweaking, thinking, looking at reference, trying to get the lighting just right. And we had some nice shots that came out of it. But it's so funny because now you're literally getting that effect in real time. Like, boom. It's just like, that would be my whole job. It's just to get what is literally happening in a split second. It's crazy. Okay, Elena's gonna give it a try. It's a little bit tricky to get it all started, but once you get it going, it's just a matter of playing with the lights and getting the effect you want. But you'll find that switching your scene over to ray tracing is going to require tons of recompiling shaders, and you're probably not going to be happy with the results right away. So you have to like work with the lights and what features you can work with to get it to look like what you wanted it to before. But some of the stuff like having those barn walls all looking very randomly, random brightness, I think that's something that I think you'll probably get a much nicer effect on. Where like right now you're getting a real sharp bright, sharp dark, sharp bright. Like there's no sense of diffusion of light very well. It's just each plate kind of has its own light source. So hopefully, you know, doing something like that, you'll be able to get a nice sense that each one of these pieces have their own position and their own ambient occlusion around the edges and stuff, so they don't feel like they're just like cutouts. And the same with this piece up here, like that just doesn't have any, it doesn't feel like it's there in the scene. It feels like someone just stuck it on the picture, because it doesn't have that shadow and ambient occlusion around it. This background, by the way, is really nice though. I like how you've got that like this night sky and the blue and stuff. Goes complements nice with the red, and you know, overall when you zoom out, it does have a nice feel to it. So okay, so this is a control that we're going to use for the master control. It took forever. Well, that's good. Practice is practice is practice. Let's do a star. Alright, and I'll rename that one to master. And then we're going to create another one. Oh wait, how does this go again? I should probably be parenting it to the thing for now. And then we'll take the body base here, which is this one. We'll make a control from there. That way I don't have to match its position again. We'll make a new control from there. Call this body. We'll turn it into, you know, a circle or something. That is rotated and half the size. Switch that to a thick circle. Oh, can we change the color? Change it to like blue. All right, and I don't know whether I should do the legs or no, I'm gonna do this post here. Color post. Make a new control. If you guys have any other questions or anything you want to talk about, feel free. You don't have to just worry about distracting me. Make it into like a Hexagon. Oops, I just did blue. Green. Rotate it. 25. 25. Alright, hopefully that's clear enough. And I'm really curious to figure out how to do this, the legs right now. So let's try working about that one. This is the propeller post. Oh, I should probably be naming these with control at the end, because I'll need to read them later. Alright. And then now we have to make those are the blades, this is the legs. Okay, this one. So we got B upper leg, B lower leg, and then B toe. So, Christiana, I don't think I got a chance to ask you about any feedback on the environment. Which environment? Is that question for me? What? Are you talking about the environment of your game? With all the flapping flags and everything? I'm assuming it's for the game. Yeah, okay. I don't know. I actually thought the lighting was really cool. Because when you do lighting, there's if you go too photoreal, it gets pretty dark. Like if you got a sunset scene, it's going to be pretty dark, and you got all these things that are casting shadows. It becomes overly dark. But if you look at a movie set, they're going to lighten things up, you know, artificially if necessary, so that there's like a nice highlight of the action that's going on. So there's a lot of functionality that has to be considered when you're doing the lighting, and I think you did fine. I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, and I think that's what a lighting artist's talent really is. It's just knowing that what works and what doesn't work. If you're not, like, it's easy to kind of just go with the photoreal look, but when you realize that you're putting a lot of emphasis on like making characters pop, making sure that they have their spotlight in the moment, so that people's eyes are drawn towards it, then it completely changes your whole theory about what you're trying to do for your lighting. And for video games, it's a little tougher because you don't really get to control your shot that much. So, but you got these swinging lamps inside there, right? So there's light sources in there that kind of help justify why it's illuminated. I'm not really a lighter though, so I'm not going to give you like really useful advice here, because, you know, I'd be also like, well, I wonder if that would work. No, I don't think so. But I think it has good visual appeal, so that worked out well. And I did find those sandhills in the back are fun, so they're pretty cool. I gotta remember how to do IK legs. This is gonna be an interesting problem. Hey, no problem. The sphere, that would be kind of pretty good, probably. We'll do another one on the toe. Not base. What am I looking for here? End. Right. Control. It did not get renamed to right. Base. Right. Control. Okay. Let's, before I get too deep into this, let's try and see if I can get these guys working. So grab them all, hit Shift P. And reparent them all. Base goes on the body, the leg goes on the end. Pretty sure that's a good idea. And we should be able to say that we can move these controls. We're gonna assign master control to the root joint. Right? Oh, I don't think I actually told the master joint to match to the size, this position. When I created that master joint, I didn't actually align it to anything. So I'm gonna grab this joint and then right click on the bone and say set initial transform to closest bone. Oops, I don't want to do that yet though. I'm gonna Shift P all these guys out of here. Right click and set to closest bone. It's rotating it sideways. And I go and unrotate it. And then I put everything back again. Okay, so there we go. Oh, don't ever hit undo like I always do. I don't know if I'll remember that next time. Alright, so that's the root joint. Do another one for the next one. I heard that they're going to make more tutorials for Control Rig in the future at Unreal. So I'm looking forward to those tutorials. I'm hoping they're going to teach us some valuable things. Body control. We want to get controller, and then we want to take the body base and we want to set it. bit disturbing that it moved when I did that. I wonder if what happened was when I attached this to there, it's now shifted all the other joints in different places. Which means more correction necessary here. Body control needs to go here, and we go snap to closest bone. And we go to this one, and we snap to closest bone. Okay. Interesting how the foot is below the ground now. But anyway, I'm gonna get them all connected before I do anything funky here. And now I should be able to connect this. And I should be able to connect leg base, get control. I feel so handicapped. I don't know why. I'm just working on the way at this going, whoa, why is that not working? And then finally I'm like, oh yes, I remember. These are the legs. So we want the upper leg be set. I'm gonna drive it. See, it's happening again. Oh, I said set translation. Set transform. Okay. That's not a good sign. What bone is this? This is the body base. Oh man, what is going on here? I am seriously screwing stuff up. So why is it that this joint is not there? Oh boy, okay. Do a little bit of a backtrack here. I know how much fun that is. It's something to do with the propagate children, is forcing everything to go in a slightly wrong place, which when it first happened I was like, yeah, that doesn't make me feel comfortable. But I don't quite fully understand it yet. If the root joint is maybe under the floor, then that might make sense. But why would you see any change at all if you propagate it to children? Because technically, I'm not dictating anything at the moment. Oh, it's not anymore. Okay. I feel like I'm in a circular loop here. No, that one does seem correct. So when I put this on here, okay, I don't know. For whatever reason, don't want to propagate it to children. Maybe it's a lot more destructive than I realize. Oh, this other joint here is not in the right place, so not really sure where I'm missing that one. Maybe it's because when I set it, I don't know. Base. Alright. Maybe it's because they were parented to each other. Okay, so we're gonna do the propeller post. We get the post, we get the transform of the bone, or set the transform of the bone. Assign these to here. Nothing's moved. We got the base leg, we got the toe leg coming from the master. No, it's parented to the master. Oh no, we want to control it, so get the control, set the toe, okay. Compile. That means we can move. Nope, propagate to children seems rather important. Especially for the world controller. So then what happens? This one needs to propagate to children as well. As soon as I do that, it's forcing some joints to move. Doesn't make any sense. Oh boy, what is going on here? What have I done wrong? We got global space from the master control going into global space to the other one. Defines the transform should be set as current, false, or initial true. Initial transforms for bones and other elements in the hierarchy represent the reference poses value. Okay. Sounds good. Want the initial position of the controller to give you the transform of the position of the joint. That sounds like a logical thing to do to get them to move. But that actually doesn't make anything move. Oh, but that's probably because I'm dictating all the other joints through other methods, so let's just turn that off for a second here. Propagate to children. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. Everything seems to be not working. Oh, here we go. So oh, I guess the idea is if I'm saying initial transform of the controller, when I move the controller, it's still going to use the same value as before, which is the initial position, which is on the ground. I don't want to do that because I'm moving the controller. I want to use its continuous position. But then on this one, do I want to use the initial position of the joint? I guess not, because it doesn't seem to have any influence for other reasons. So that doesn't make sense in this scenario to use. Propagate to children seems important. But let's just take another look here. We're moving this joint. It's moving all the children, but it's not moving this. Oh, I've got initial turned on. I want to turn that off. Okay, so now it's moving the other joint with it. So that seems cool. I don't know why propagate to children would be useful. And what does the default look like again? You get rid of all connections. Oh, okay, so that was the default. Yeah, for some reason this one will tell it to be in the wrong place. I don't understand that. Oh, it tells this to be in a different place. But that's not where it's supposed to be either. So it's almost like the position of the transform for the master control is not accurate to the position of the actual object. I think I screwed something up here. Oh yeah, look at that. The controller is not in the right place. Alright, so I'm going to grab the... Whoa. We had Mariah write something I can't read. With a question mark at the end though. We're gonna take the body control and move it again. So unfortunately that means I have to unparent everything again for like the 10th time. And we're gonna put this master control. Oh look, now it's working fine here. That's interesting. That made no sense to me. Unparenting it has moved the master control, but it was the parent. So what? It doesn't really make any sense at all. Alright, we're gonna do one control at a time here, I think. Oh look, the body control is off. Okay, so we're gonna take the body control and shift and move it over here. Set the closest joint. And then we're gonna move it into the master control. We're gonna hook up the master control, the body control, I mean. Propagate to children. Now we should have everybody moving. And we should have everybody moving. Nice. So far so good. Now we gotta get to the upper leg joint. Oh, thanks, Sean. Wow. How did you get that translated? Mira. I'll say Mira. I'm doing good. Oh wait, hello. How about I don't answer your question? What am I making? I'm making a robot character that he's the enemy character that we're gonna fight, and I'm trying to use control rig to rig it instead of just doing standard Maya rigging. Sean takes Japanese classes, but Japanese is super basic. Well, I guess that was a pretty basic statement, so that's pretty awesome that it worked out so well for you right now. Thank you for the help. So anyway, this character should be able to fly and attack people with the legs and walk around and stuff. And we should be able to do it all in control rig and animate it in sequencer inside of Unreal. I don't believe why we can't do it. I am still trying to get my head around control rig, even though I've spent quite a bit of time working with it. And every time I do, I get a little bit better at it. But I know how to do the IK legs, or at least I've done it before. And I know how to do some cool, you know, maybe some secondary motion on the an overlap motion on the blades. Besides that, I think you can pretty much just animate it. I'm gonna try and automate, well, not automate, but I mean in theory you can automate the walking cycle, but I'm gonna try to make sure that these IK legs are done through a for loop instead of just looking up each individual one. But I'm just trying to get the initial setup working, because what I thought was going to be really easy and straightforward has turned into a mess of minor little mistakes that are screwing everything up. And pretty sure it's just a matter of getting the workflow down better. Right now we're connecting, well, we connected the base body together. Now we're looking at the upper, V-leg upper with the base control. So that actually looks like it's in the right place. Oh, but I haven't got it hooked up to the body control. I'll connect it there. Compile. Looks pretty good. So move that. I don't even know if I need a control there actually. Well, I was going to use my IK from there, but maybe I don't even need a control. I might delete that one later, I guess. And then I'm also parenting all the controllers together just like the hierarchy should be, so that they kind of act functionally. So the propeller post would be the next one. But, well, actually, no, let's do the end leg. So the end leg's a little different because it's on a different part of hierarchy, but... Oh, I think it's already hooked up, actually. Yeah, it looks like it is. I'm not doing this propagate to children, though. Yeah, we had that problem last time. If I do an IK leg, though, I don't know if I need to propagate to children in that case. I'll have to consider my options there later. And then in the meantime, we have to do the... Oh, I gotta convert this to the master so that when I move the body, the leg stays still, and we gotta get the IK still set up. And then when we do the propeller post, we're gonna get our propeller post controller here to, looks like it's in the right place. Just parent it to the body control. So when I move the body control, it moves that. I guess in theory, I don't need to say propagate to children if it's already parented via here. So that's probably the rule that I should be following here. Let me turn off that one because, and it might be double transforming. Oh no, never mind. Yeah, I don't really, I'm gonna say I totally got my head around all this. But anyway, that seems to work fine. I may have to do the checkbox for this one when I start doing the propellers on the top here. Oh, or even just right now. Let's do it. Propeller, propagate to children. There we go. Okay, so progress. Save. Let me submit this source control here. All right, now what we're gonna do is try to figure out the IK leg, which are these two controls. And I think there's two forms of it. I can't remember which one was the good one. Was it the basic IK or the CCDIK or the basic FABRIK? Or if you're in Unreal 5, it's full body IK or whatever it's called. Let's see what basic IK looks like again. I think actually specifying each joint had an advantage. Can't remember what the advantage was. Almost like one of the inputs I was, oh, a pull vector. I couldn't do a pull vector. I wasn't using a basic IK, so in this case I do want to use pull vectors, so yeah, I'm going to use this. And I'm probably not going to need this control. Ah, Sean, what did you just write? Got a question mark at the end though, so it was a question. Let's see, we gotta get to. We know we want to execute something, so this is actually one of the parts that we're gonna want to do through a for loop. But I haven't made any controls, so no, let's just do it manually because I may find out, oh, I don't need all these controls. What am I doing making them for? So you got to pick the first joint of the IK, which is going to be looks like leg B right. So leg B right base to the next one in the chain is actually I'm a little unsure whether I want base to be the first one or not. I almost feel like lower should be the first one because I've got two joints in the same place. One is base and one is lower, but base represents this cube and lower represents the arm. It's hard to see, but I think the idea is that the arm will be able to go up and down and the base will be able to rotate horizontally, so each one will have kind of their own limitations. And I have no idea how to do that in Control Rig right now, but I feel like it's pretty possible. You just have to. But if in terms of IK, I don't need to worry about telling the cube to go anywhere. I think I can just align the cube to the other joint. So leg B upper right, and then this one is the toe. So leg B toe right. The effector is actually what we're going to use. Are you going to use our controller as the effector? I think I'm not mistaken. So that is the leg B end right, which actually is leg B end right control. I'm going to take that transform, pump it into the effector. And now I need to connect it to the execute pin. So I'm going to disconnect our 2 controls that we got here, which aren't really doing anything anyways. We need this one. This is the propeller post. In fact, let's do the propeller post first because that just seems more logical anyways. So connect the base body to the propeller post. Then we go do our IK, our fancy IK system here. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. wait, no. Looks terrible. Oh, it's trying to work. Maybe I got my order of bones wrong or something. Alright, we'll try it the other way around. Leg B, toe right. Leg B, upper right. That's still the same. And then leg B, base, or no, lower right. Oh yeah. What's the deal? We got some weird stuff going on here because I don't think these joints are what I think they are. What's nice about the control rig though? Just asking if he's a student. Oh yeah, cool. Good question to ask. I'm not really sure why this joint is translating, so that's not a very good sign. Maybe it's my effector is wrong or something. Oh, maybe I need to do initial. Try that. Initial. Oh, something changed. Oh, no, it didn't matter because it was just because I had things offset. Propagate to children. What am I doing wrong here? Oh, maybe the effector. Oh, it says effector item. I didn't catch that. Okay, so this makes more sense. Then I probably don't need to do this. So I'm gonna pick the are you able to add more pins? I forget how this works. Or do you just jump straight from one to the other? Alright, we're gonna go back to base right and then end at toe right. And then, oh, what's going on here? And then we're gonna pick the effector as the control. This looks better. Of the end control. Ugh. Or none. None. Let's try that again. Okay. Worked the second time. Let's see. Put this back into world mode here. Alright, we have some serious conflict of positioning data going on here. Something is telling the controller to move to its position. It might be because it's parented to the master control or the body control, maybe. That's probably should be the master control, yeah. So supposed to be able to delete these things without any effect. Maybe because I've got effector space in there is why that's happening. Compile it. Gosh darn it. Something is driving the effector item. Alright, well, what if it's not parented then? It's definitely going to the origin of the world, so I think I'm going to jump over to my test one that I did already and take a look at what I was doing before, because my brain is not keeping up on this one. Control rig examples. I think that's where I was doing it. Here's my control rig example scene, where I have control rigs just hammering down on this plane. Boom! Let's see here. I definitely did an IK system on one of these. This one. What did I do here? Basic FABRIK. I don't know if it's basic. I'm taking a collection of joints, which is all of them, root, arm, and arm 2, putting them into the items, and then the effector transform is the arm control, which is the one I have selected right now, and that's part of a parenting hierarchy. Not set to initialize, not set to propagate children, not using the basic IK, which I thought it was. What do we got here? This is another one. This one is... These are the things that slow it down. These are the things that do other stuff. Here it is, basic IK. So we got root, and then arm 11, and then arm 22 is the effector name item. Huh. Kind of how I had it set the first time. Then this is the global sphere. Oh no, sorry, invisible object. That is the effector position. And then non-invisible object is parented to it. And then here's our pole vector that we can use to reposition. Okay, so we're kind of on the right track here. Move that to the side because I'm probably going to need that in about 3 seconds. So we'll come back over here. Sarah's here. Hey, Sarah. Welcome. All right. So this isn't supposed to be a controller. This is supposed to be a joint, and it's supposed to be the toe. And this is the middle of the joint system, like what I did the first time, which is the upper right, base right, upper right, and the effector is a control transform. And when I compile, it just works. Magic. Oh, I don't think anybody's telling. I think I'm missing a part. Let me come back to that previous thing. Because what I haven't looked at was, does anybody tell Invisible to do anything? Maybe I can find references. There it is. Set translation for Invisible. Setting it based on... Oh, I think Invisible is like the delayed position. But regardless... It's not the controller I'm transforming. What if it was? Would it still work? ARM22 control? Yes, it does. Just fine. Wow, we're double doing it? Limit object. Oh, that's for limiting it to the floor. This is the arm overlap. And this is the root controller being told to go somewhere. Oh boy. What am I doing wrong? Arm 11. Joint. Full vector aim. Oh yeah, that's for the aim. I don't know. It's weird. I have exactly the same setup as this. Global space, arm, control, 2, goes to, effector. I mean, I don't have a pull effector set up, but that doesn't really matter that much. And I got root. Oh, root is in there. Oh yeah, that's because it's the main joint. So root, arm 11, arm 22. Oh, arm 22 is this one. I don't have the last joint even in my hierarchy. Maybe that's why. Am I sunburnt? You bet I am. I know it's probably, no, it's just my red lighting. Oh, I got a little too much red lighting at my scene, that's all it is. No, I'm glowing red over here. I was at the pool with my kids. It was great. And I haven't been outside in a while, so I was asking for it. It's like, I need a little bit of sun. And then I was like, I wish I hadn't said that. I mean, it's nice to be outside, but I should have used sunscreen. That's really where my mistake was. It's nice though. It's nice and warm today. Yeah, you missed the sun. I know. I'll be saying the same thing in 6 months. That's why I'm trying to get my moment of enjoyment before it gets cold again. Get out there and be in a pool and enjoy it, because it's nice and warm today. And it's like, it's a good summer day. Had weeks of gloomy, cold, rainy weather. Oh, those are the worst. A mix of everything. So you can't go outside. It's too cold to want to go outside. That is a bad combo. Oh, why is this base? This is supposed to be lower right. That's supposed to be upper right. Okay, so the new thought is let's use base. Base right, lower right, and then upper right. And does that do anything? What the heck? All I'm doing is dragging the main joint stuck to the effector. And then we've got all the other joints afterwards laid out across here. It's literally like backwards, but I don't understand why. Maybe I should double check to make sure these are the right joints. Base, B upper right. Oh my goodness, upper comes first. I'm just getting confused. I got everything upside down. Upper and then lower. Compile. Oh, it didn't work. Why? Let's try the other one. I don't understand why something should have at least worked. Like, why would nothing work? That doesn't make sense. Alright, so we start with upper. Base upper right. Then we go to lower right. And then we go to toe right. Okay. Well, that actually seems pretty close. Oh, except for that doesn't seem like it's very good. The only downside right now is our pole vector's wrong. So we'll do a pole vector and we'll see if this works. Get some vitamin D. Yeah, that's right. Get some sun. Sarah says, I've been collecting Epic's free games for so long. Some of them I already got when they were free before. I know what you're talking about. Sometimes you get free games and you're like, oh, excellent, a free game. And you're like, wait, this is already my library? Oh, I haven't played this one yet. Yeah, there's lots of free games. I was trying to get my kids to play the train simulator from last week. And the train simulator is like super complicated. But they were really actually quite interested to try to figure it out. But you're like, gotta hit this dial and switch this thing and do this and then push this so that your train goes forward. And they're like, which one was it? Which way do I turn this? And I'm like, I don't even know. I don't know how to drive trains. I've never driven a train before. But we did actually manage to get it to move, and then we're going too fast on the tracks, and then it's like, this is boring. So, I'm not sure what the audience is for Train Simulator. John says, give them Resident Evil 7, a perfect game for the family. Yes, I've heard Resident Evil 7 is a great game for family. Very high level family game. Yeah, I might. That's actually an interesting conversation about like when is it appropriate to have kids play these games? Like, where does that line get finally crossed? And obviously, 6-year-olds and 4-year-olds not in that category for Resident Evil 7, but definitely they love these scary games like. I can't remember the name of the game now, but Hello Neighbor. They're absolutely enthralled by that game. It's just weird. It's just like they love the chase. So, and obviously there's other games that they really like on Roblox. And oh man, Roblox! I got blindsided by how entertaining Roblox is for little kids. Amazing. Sarah says, Pody was given GTA by an aunt. Oh my goodness. I saw his character walking around with a bong and told his mom. Got it taken off of him for now. Oh man, GTA is just so far away from being like a responsible game for a kid. John says, oh, they love scary games. Perfect. Resident Evil 7, anyone? Yeah, that would definitely scare them. They love the scary games, but they do actually, it does affect them. Like they're like totally, you know, scared to sleep at night and stuff. So I can't say it's a good thing, but and it's like I don't know, eating hot sauce or something. Like, why do we do it? It's so painful, but it tastes so good. So weird. Sarah says he had no idea what he was carrying. That's funny. Yeah, for sure. And it's just driving down the street and everyone's swearing at you. Like, you can't even turn it into a racing game. You have to, like, you can't play it without being exposed to all these terrible things. Son says, but honestly, if you want a fun co-op game, you can try It Takes Two. I'm gonna check this out because I can't believe there's a co-op game I don't know about. Oh man, there's a co-op game I don't know about. It's amazing. Oh, it just came out. That's probably why I didn't know about it. It's for Windows and everything. This is awesome. I'm definitely gonna have to get this. It's totally kid-friendly. Yeah, it looks pretty kid-friendly. I'm always in search of a good multiplayer game. And actually, we have a whole bunch of them. I've been collecting, and very interesting to see the games that the kids are attracted to and which ones aren't. But like I was saying before, Roblox has just dominated our gaming. I didn't even mean for it to happen. It was like, oh, let's see what Roblox is, and then they just were just obsessed with it. And then the two of them can play with each other in Roblox, and they're just, it's like an unlimited, infinite number of games they can play while they're there. This is like their first choice at all times. And every other game that we own is now boring compared to Roblox. like, what? Where did this come from? Like, Roblox looks so lame. How could it be the best choice? Like, they just can't get bored of it. I don't even, this blows my mind. It says, oh, I mean, if you want to give them a shooter game, I would think Halo wouldn't be too bad. Yeah, Halo tends to be pretty mild, really, for shooter games. They're actually pretty good with the controls, doing the look up and look down. But I mean, that's coming from like all kinds of different things, like even Roblox is a bit like that. There says, I've been playing Before We Leave. Oh, really? Before We Leave on Steam. Oh, I feel like you've talked about this before because I recognize it. Non-violent city building game in a cozy corner of the universe. Yeah, I do remember. It's kind of like a strange concept. Where it's not about making big fights. Just about building. Oh wait, you have to avoid hungry space whales. Alright, so maybe there's some fighting. Got nice art. John says, I think Roblox is super flexible in its game modes. I've never played the game. But you can download so many game modes, it kind of reminds me of Gmod. Oh yeah, Gmod. I never really played Gmod either. But man, it's true, that definitely attracted a lot of kids, and I never understood why. It's like, what are you doing? Just make a real game. Why do you gotta like mess around with all this weird stuff? Sarah says, damn scary, you end up taming all the creatures. Yeah, okay. So even the scary whales that eat you. Hungry space whales. I guess you just feed them, right? They're spacey. They're hungry. They're spacey. Cool. Yeah, that sounds like a fun game too. That came out very recently as well. Single player. just because it's single player, it's probably going to be a lot harder for me to play, or at least justify buying. But I'll put it on my radar if I'm not logged in, so I can't really do it. I'll just put that page to the side. It's cool. I like those games, but let's see if I can figure this puzzle out over here. This is a real tough one right now. I don't understand. Oh, I was gonna make the pole vector. Okay, so we're gonna do a pole vector. Do a control. Switch it to, oh, it doesn't matter if it's local or world. Pop it up over here where it can be looking at it. Leg pole vector. Probably should put the leg type B. Our control, and we want to get the control. It only needs the translation of it. Not really sure how you would position this in a way that would be not destructive. I also totally don't understand how this point can be way over here on the geometry. It means that this bone is angled towards the object, which I don't know. I thought it was skinned. I guess it's not skinned to that last joint. Maybe it should be, I don't know. And then this geometry here looks all squished up. I'm going to set the initial from current, so that now becomes its initial spot. So when I compile, it's not going to try and move to a different place. And when I move this, we get the leg movement from IK, but definitely was not how I anticipated that to look. Antonio's here. Hey, Antonio. Welcome. Well, it's gotta be late for you, buddy. But it's so nice that you're here. Appreciate it. Sarah says, you build space elevators which push food out for the whales so they can eat it before they instead of your planet. Oh man. They would eat your planet and you gotta somehow feed them? Where are you gonna get all the material to feed somebody that's gonna eat your planet? Start diverting other planets over to them. Here, eat this planet. Whoa, our orbit is all messed up. How are you doing, Antonio? Hopefully it's the Antonio, I think it is. Let's see here. I know, right? An hour later. I think I can replay it. Yeah. Let's get into our last 40 minutes of our stream here, so it's impressive that you're here. Okay, so let's see here. I've got to get this joint or this control. Let's see here. What am I doing? I'm trying to figure out why this is all twisted? And also, why does the skinning not reflect? Like, it's only skinned to one joint, so why is it even squishing at all? Unless, for whatever reason, these joints are scaling, but I don't know. I don't think they should be. Oh, let's see what these joints are. We got toe, lower, upper. Okay, this seems suspicious right now. If I'm looking at upper, this is base, this is upper. Upper is supposed to be like all the way up to the top. So let's do another example here. So we got upper from another one. Oh, my bad. Upper is just right in there. Base, upper, lower, then toe. Okay, so it's all the joint and then up. And if I can actually move this one. I don't know how to do that. I don't have the ability to move the joint. I just wanted to see what orientation it was. So that I could find out if it's like... I'm trying to figure out, like, I'm assuming that I skinned this portion to the joint up on the top here, and it's just rotated down. But maybe, I don't know, maybe I should have skinned it so that this joint has influence of this mesh, and then that influences this mesh. And that way we wouldn't have had to worry about this, because right now we've got our knee joint rotated the pole vector, but I don't know, that seems weird. Like, I would do that anyways. It doesn't matter what geometry you have, you're gonna have stuff skinned to the knee, and it would all be stretched way out here and then come back in again. So that would be undesirable for sure. I think I'm gonna try a different IK just for the fun of it, because it's easy to do. So let's try this other one. And we'll bring this set in as a collection. We'll throw that in here. Throw that in here. And effector transform is this one. Wow, what is that all about? Why is it every time I put an effector transform in, it goes wildly crazy? Oh, I grabbed the wrong joints. Did I? Yeah, these are the front ones. Alright, let's try the back right. Okay. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. So why was it so weird before? No luck with the basic IK apparently. Look at this problem we're having here, where we lift this up and it's like it jabs into the wall right away, so not sure if there's anything I can really do about that. Have to be careful about how you animate it. Weird. I have no idea why I couldn't figure this out. I mean, in theory, I'm using the base, the upper and lower and toe, all in the collection of items. And this one I'm not using the base, so maybe that has something to do with it, but it doesn't really explain why, like, A, why is my pole vector all messed up? And B, why did it like rotate that last joint like crazy? So I don't know. Let's just go with the other system, I guess. I don't need any of these nodes anymore. I'm not even going to use a pole vector at the moment, although I probably should. Oh, and that was the problem, is I can't use pole vectors for this. Gosh darn it, there's always something. We do need a pole vector for animators. Let's see what's going on here. But we do know that this leg should be a fine effector to work with, and maybe if we could add another pin. I thought you could, but I'm not really quite seeing how. Yeah, I don't know if you can. If there's another IK one. Antonio says, is there a way to limit the movement of a bone on the rig in any axis to avoid overlapping? Is there a way to limit the movement of a bone on the rig in any axis to avoid overlapping? Okay. Yes, there will be. But what would it be? Because it's just trying to follow your effector, so your effector could, in theory, be limited to where it can go. I mean, my default answer right now is like we could do it like how we did it with the other week, where we have this control here. And this one's designed so that if it was hooked up properly, to the invisible node, it's designed to force the object to not pass through the ground. So we're just doing that by limiting how far the object can go if they're less than something. So you could, I guess, set it up so that the transform goes higher than this node. In our case, for example, if it goes up to this height, then you could say you can't do it anymore. You can't go up anymore. But it's tricky, right? Because you got a whole range that you can't do. So maybe there's a better solution than that. Like somehow to detect if you've crossed. Some way to detect if this joint has crossed into a range over here, then you could stop that vector from moving or something. I don't know. This is the thing, is you got so many controls and so many options that you're kind of now like, it's more about can you come up with a solution rather than is there a setting to turn on. And yeah, there's probably a solution for it, but how complicated do you want to get to it doing it? Like you could even have a branch that I don't know if you'd want that though. You'd kind of want to be able to have that nice smooth transition. I don't know. So not an easy answer if based on my theories. Unless in here there's some setting that would literally counteract with what I just talked about. It was like arm length here, and that might, in theory, have something to do with it too. Or you can change the weight so it turns off. What if we went from base to lower and then to toe, and we missed the whole middle one? No. Still got that weird problem. Oh, there we go. Item B was toe. Oh wait. This is the other issue. And instead of the toe, we're gonna make it the controller. Oh, I gotta switch it to control. Control. Leg end right control. No, doesn't like this. And this puts it back in the center. Man, I swear I'm going in circles right now. This is definitely something I've done before. And I didn't find a solution that worked very well. I mean, in theory, I guess I could make another one. Just for sake of trying it out. No. Can't move the effector. Let's get it out of the parenting here. Oh, here we go. Yeah. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know why that's so complicated, but it does work a lot better when we do it this way. So that is going to require some more thought for doing the pole vector, because I can't seem to do that right now. I'm just going to leave these ones until I come up with a better solution. And we're going to set up the for loop right now, I think, with the 8 minutes I have left, just so that we have a nice productive thing going on here. Oh wait, how am I going to do the for loop? Maybe the for loop is going to be harder than I realized. Let me just reevaluate whether I'm not going to be able to do this or not. But this is for the IK leg. Let's see if I can create a moment to selection here. So this is leg B right. Okay. A for loop would let me kind of iterate through a lot of it automatically, but actually, to be quite honest, I'm not sure how complicated this would be to just to manually duplicate it, so maybe I'll just do it the hard way. Because the problem is that how am I going to get all these selections nicely made up? Never going to be able to beat that kind of efficiency. Let's make sure that leg is still sticking on the ground. Oh, it's not actually part of the master control. That's not very good. So we're going to get rid of this. We got pole vector, that's going to be part of the master. The leg controller, which is part of the master. So if I move the master and then I move the root, we keep it on the ground. I mean, that's not too bad. At least it's doing that. Getting somewhere a little bit. And this pole vector is a illusion that it works. I don't know if I can make that turn off. Enabled. There we go. And now I've got a collection for legs front toe to base. Ah, see, that's the opposite order. This is toe to base, and that was base to toe. Let's try this. Base right toe. Drag it in here, create collection, base upper right toe. And then we've already got leg back right. Now we're gonna leg back left. Create collection, base upper lower. Grab these ones. Create collection. All right. And then I need to copy that and also make new controls. I don't need this control anymore, so that's yay. And the propeller post is totally irrelevant. So all I need to do is this one. Might even be able to duplicate it a few times here. So duplicate this back left. Duplicates front left, duplicates. Hey, how come you didn't listen to me? Front left 2 2. Front right. And then I don't even know which is which anymore. This is the front left. So his front left. So why am I trying to find this out? Oh, I gotta take that position for front left, right click and make initial to the closest bone. What just happened there? Did I just grab the wrong thing? Initial to closest bone. Maybe they'll have to be unparented for a sec here. Dude, what are you doing here? Oh, I did the closest bone. That's not what I meant to do. Closest bone to where it was. There we go. I want that. And then this is the front right. Come on, what are you doing? And this one goes here. All right, put those back into the parent system. And then now you just have to, this is the front right. This is the back left. This is the front left. And move these out. Take this, duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. And we should just be able to boom. Oh goodness. And then this goes here. This goes here. 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 There. And there. Compile, save. Let's see the magic right at the top of the hour here. It's just gonna be beautiful. Oh, it does work. Yay. I fully believed it was gonna work. Didn't question it at all. All right. And then we got this guy that can move everybody around. And we have this one that still works for this. So there we go. Next week, what we're gonna do, hopefully I can spend some time doing a little bit of R&D and figure out why the heck I couldn't get this thing to work so I could have some pole vectors. Because it would be nice to have pole vectors for these knees. But next week what we're gonna try to do is get the top parts here to have some well, have the ability to spin, and maybe even get it so that they're always spinning or spinning on a variable. And then also try to get these to have a little bit of that overlap motion vertically, so that when I move this up and down, they'll have a little bit of wobble, which would be kind of fun. And I don't know, at that point, you're almost ready to go. Just grab these guys and start animating. Get them to start walking and stuff. Get the pole vectors working. Not too bad, though. We're getting there. Took a long time to get to that point, but that is pretty close to what we're trying to do. This is the problem when you're learning, when you're doing stuff. It takes forever to do basic stuff. Okay, so here I am trying to use my devices here. And, oh, killed my music. Alright, well anyway, thanks for everybody for joining in. Sean's still here. Yay, we got somebody still here. I'm gonna go recover with my sunburn. Actually, I got another class after this, so not quite done for the day yet. But, had some fun, made some progress, which is good. Appreciated everybody who's hanging out with me and asking questions. Thanks again to Christiana, sorry, I'm trying to get it right and I got it wrong. Christiana for showing us her project there. I don't know, she's probably in bed now. But anyway, appreciate everything, and I will see you guys again next time. Alright, cheers everybody.